Mike Rowan. I am chairman of the Hopkinton Historical Commission, and I'm pleased that HCAM has given me the opportunity to speak about our agenda. Our next meeting is August 2nd, and the agenda for that meeting has two projects that are significant. One is the demolition of 13 Church Street. An application has been filed, and at our meeting on August 2nd, we'll have a public hearing to determine if the building at 13 Church Street is preferably preserved. The Historical Commission has already determined that the structure is historically significant. It is one of many pieces of architecture on Church Street that maintain the streetscape and is indicative of the type of construction during the mid-1800s. The question that we'll be discussing on August 2nd is whether it's preferably preserved. And we look for public input from neighbors and community members to say whether they think it is indeed a significant structure and worth preservation. We also will have a walk through the site to allow the applicant to tell us why they're recommending demolition rather than restoration. So all of these will be discussed at our meeting August 2nd, and the commission will then take a vote as to whether to allow them to proceed with demolition or to institute a demolition delay of up to 18 months so that we can negotiate perhaps a solution that is short of full demolition with the applicant. So that's the process. That's one of the major agenda items for our meeting on August 2nd. The second major agenda item is an ongoing discussion about 83 East Main Street. As many of you know, that is one of the properties owned by Legacy Farms. And there is a host member agreement that says that building will not be demolished. It will be maintained. And the applicant has come to us and said they don't believe the condition of the structure is worth maintaining, and they've offered to do a full replacement structure. The Historical Commission has reviewed their terms and established terms of our own. We have recommended they do the following. One, hire a preservation consultant to do a report and an inventory of the structure as it exists today and make a determination if any of the existing materials are preservable. And if so, we have a commitment from the applicant that they will consider using those components in the replacement structure. This whole concept of allowing a replacement rather than a restoration of a wood structure is predicated on some of our previous successes. The Chesmore Funeral Home had a barn that was in very poor structural condition. They came to us and said, we want to replicate the barn, to use the cupola, and to restore the architecture, but we'd like to do it with new materials. We said, okay, submit drawings, architectural drawings of plans and elevations showing what you're proposing to do. And in fact, that is a very good process because many people can go by and not recognize that the structure that's there today is a total replacement, and that it maintains the character and form of the previous structure and hopefully will for many years to come. So our objective with the structure at 83 East Main Street is to make sure that that structure in its current form is going to be maintained for decades, if not centuries. And the way we think to do that is to allow the owner to replace the structure, an identical structure that will have a new occupancy, but from the exterior, the form and materiality and details will all look as it does today, with the one fact that they'll use high maintenance materials, synthetic shingles, they'll use AZEC trim with detailing appropriate for the time. They'll use hardy clapboards, which are synthetic clapboards. And the reason that the Historical Commission is allowing the use of synthetic materials is you cannot get native materials old growth wood is no longer readily available at a reasonable cost. So the materials that are being used today that come right from the woods of New England and elsewhere are second, third growth, and they don't have the durability that the materials that many of our houses that were built 100, 200 years ago had. So we believe that there's an opportunity to allow owners to use more durable materials, but still maintaining the integrity of the form and detailing of these old structures. So that's where we are. We hope to further deliberate on this structure at our August 2nd meeting. We're expecting the preservation study report from the applicant, and if we receive that, then we can execute the approval to do the replacement structure. And those are the two main agendas. There's several other agenda items that are always available. If you go to the Hopkinton website, town website, and go to the calendar, you'll always be able to download the agenda for each meeting. We always meet the first Tuesday of every month, permitting. We're pretty consistent on that. So if you are interested in what the Historical Commission is about, and we have governance over any structure in the town that's more than 75 years old, certainly come to our meeting. One of the other agenda items we'll be talking about August 2nd will be the fate of the center school. There are some in town who believe that that structure is also a candidate for replacement. However, I think many of us feel that that's a masonry structure of durable construction, and that the factors we're using with the Chesmore's barn and with 83 East Main Street, which are wood frame structures with poor foundations, are not appropriate here. So I think there are many that believe the center school is an integral part of the history of Hopkinton and can be repurposed at great value to the town. And that we look forward to those who seek to agree with this direction. And hopefully that's something that both the Historical Commission and Downtown Historic District Commission can collaborate on to ensure that the right answer is accomplished for the benefit of all of the townspeople. And I think that pretty much sums up the Historical Commission, what's active at this point. And thank you for your time.